Money only works as long as people believe it works. That's not philosophy. That's how the system functions. Here's the uncomfortable truth most people never think about. Modern money isn't backed by gold. It isn't backed by productivity. It isn't even backed by governments. It's backed by confidence. And confidence is not a physical asset. Every time you accept money, you're making a quiet assumption that someone else will accept it tomorrow, not because it has intrinsic value, but because the system is expected to continue. That expectation is the real foundation. This is why financial stability is less mechanical than people think. It doesn't rely only on numbers, balance sheets, or interest rates. It relies on collective behavior, and collective behavior can change. Historically, financial stress doesn't begin with collapse. It begins with hesitation, small questions, small delays, small doubts. Confidence doesn't disappear all at once. It erodes. In 1971, money fully transitioned into a confidence-based system. Currencies stopped being tied to physical anchors and became trust-based instruments. This made the system more flexible and more psychologically dependent. Banks reflect this perfectly. They don't store everyone's money in one place. They operate on the assumption that most people won't need access at the same time. That assumption usually holds until stress appears.
It's lost. It's all lost.
This isn't a flaw. It's how modern finance is designed. Efficiency requires trust. Liquidity requires coordination. Without confidence, systems slow down. Governments operate under the same logic. Currencies hold value because citizens continue to price their time, labor, and goods in that unit. When trust is strong, the system feels invisible. When trust weakens, friction appears. This is where inflation psychology matters. Inflation isn't only about supply and demand, it's about expectations. If people expect money to lose value, they behave differently. That behavior feeds back into the system. Central banks understand this deeply. That's why communication matters as much as policy. Statements during crises aren't just informational, they're stabilizing signals. Listen carefully during moments of stress. The system is resilient. Markets are functioning normally. Conditions are being monitored. These phrases aren't accidental. They're designed to maintain continuity. Because once confidence drops sharply, technical solutions become harder to apply. Policy works best when belief is intact. When belief weakens, reactions become unpredictable. This is why financial systems prioritize calm, not because nothing can go wrong, but because panic accelerates instability. Confidence slows it. The economy isn't a machine that runs automatically. It's a coordination system. Millions of decisions synchronized by shared expectations. That coordination is powerful, but not permanent by default. Stability isn't guaranteed, it's maintained every day by trust, routine, and shared belief that tomorrow will resemble today. Most of the time, that belief holds, and when it does, the system feels solid. When it doesn't, pressure builds quietly. Money isn't backed by fear, it isn't backed by force, it's backed by trust, and understanding that doesn't make the system weaker. It makes you more aware of how it actually works.